Ah, yes, I understand.
Welcome everybody who's here with us live at this webinar and practice session, Myths and Misconceptions about Mindfulness. And we're very happy to have you, those who are watching on the replay of this very same webinar and practice session. We three here, three trainers. We have Darko here, we have Ildi, we have me, Arlene, and we have our very special mentor, Carl Nielsen, who's international president of all the associations of Mindfully Evolving. We're here with a very special mission. And there's a reason that we care about talking about the myths and misconceptions of mindfulness. And from my part, I think it's like a big priority in life. Why would people not practice mindfulness? Maybe because they haven't quite understood what it is. So part of my mission being here today is letting people know that mindfulness is about having an inner freedom for your life. When we react with our brains instead of guiding our life with our minds, we restrict the things we can have contact with, we lose flexibility, we become more automatic. It's harder to get in contact with our feelings, to know what we really, truly, and authentically like. It just relieves so much suffering from distortions and deleting giant aspects of life, being able to have one's attention on the present and the here and now. And by doing that, having an incredibly gratifying experience of aliveness, being awake and alive. That's what I want to talk about it here today. How about you, Darko? Why do you want to talk about myths and misconceptions today?
Well, the first thing is because I didn't understand what mindfulness is 2 years ago. And as an NLP trainer and coach and all the educations that I have done in my life, I thought that I know what means to be mindful. And then when I spoke with Carl, I realized that, in fact, I didn't know. So the point is that I wanted to spread my knowledge and I wanted to understand how to be aware of the programs that we are having, programs in behavior, in relationship with other people, and how can we, first of all, be aware of the program which we not benefit from, and then how to reprogram ourselves. And I understood that the easy part is to reprogram, but the hard part of this transition is to recognize the program. And I think that mindfulness is exactly the thing that was missing, to understand what am I doing and why is this good for me, why is this not good for me, what are my benefits of this behavior or this relationship and everything. And as a doctor, a medical doctor, I understood that some facts about breathing, about meditation, about awareness has a great influence on our emotional health, mental health, and physical health. And this is something that I admire in mindfulness. And this is why I like to speak about myths and misconceptions, because I'm coming from Orthodox family, onto the Orthodox country. And then when somebody says meditation is not related to our religion, or meditation is not good for our religion and everything, I understand some things and I want to share with people these misconceptions about mindfulness, meditation, and what mindfulness actually is. It's not just I'm aware, it's much more than that. I accept everything that I'm aware of. And this is this part that I missed in my education and my development. And this is why I would like to speak about this concept tonight. Ildi, what about you?
Yeah, for me, basically the mindfulness journey started many, many years ago. But what I call is the mindfulness practical side of things. It's only about probably 3-4 years ago when I met Carl first that the theory part came into play. And what I mean by it, I am doing these meditation, mindfulness retreats for the past about 13 years. And we learn about how we can, practice being mindful. And then about, as I said, 3 or 4 years ago when I met Carl, and I said like, yeah, but Carl, like, mindfulness doesn't really have any scientific base to it because it's all coming from the East. And he looks at me, he's like, no, it's like, totally researched, on the academic level in the academic world. And so it just totally blew my mind. And obviously I started researching it. And that's one of my reasons why I want to tell people that, hey, even me who practiced it on the practical level didn't even realize like how deeply scientifically this has been proven. And not only for like 10 years or 20 years, but it started back in the 90s, actually, with John Kabat-Zinn, as we know. And this is one of the reasons to be here today, to tell people that, hey, we have so much to learn about mindfulness, both on the practical as well as on the theoretical side of it.
Shall we start building now with the first experience and the first mindfulness practice as we discussed before, because your voice is such a good for these practical mindfulness exercises, and we agreed that Ildi is going to be the first who is going to lead you through one process that I actually adore.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Absolutely happy to do that. So we called it grounding meditation. I usually call this in my sessions as a arrival meditation. And the reason is because when we come into a session like this, we have so many thoughts that's coming to our mind, and we're thinking about what we haven't done until we arrive. Maybe there were meetings, maybe there were tasks that we didn't complete, or we're still thinking about the last meeting that we just had, or we're thinking about like, okay, what will be the things that we'll need to do? And this grounding arrival meditation, I find it a really, really lovely way to help people to reconnect with themselves. So what I'm going to be inviting you to do is to sit in a comfortable position. Whoopsie. And as you're sitting in a comfortable position, I would invite you to, instead of leaning against the back of your chair, to actually sit upright. So you start using your lower abdominal muscles to hold your posture upright. And as your spine becomes nice and long, the blood as well as the energy, the oxygen can flow much more freely in the body. And with that, I'm going to invite you to lengthen through the neck muscles and also to really make sure that your shoulders are relaxing in the back pocket. Because quite often when we are stressed, we are bringing up our shoulders, but we want to make sure that they are nicely relaxed. And if you feel like that you have a nice and long spine, and then you can just make sure that you are adjusting the right and the left side of your hips as well, so you are equally balancing yourself out on the chair and it's nice and comfortable. Then you can put your feet either in an easy cross-leg position or down on the ground. And as you put your feet down on the ground, if you're comfortable with it, I like to invite you to close your eyes. If not, just look at the tip of your nose. And as you are looking at your tip of your nose, or as your eyes are closed, I would love you to start focusing only on your breathing. And start noticing how you are breathing at this present moment. And maybe you notice that you are breathing mostly through your nose and through your chest, not so much in the belly. And it's okay. Right now, we're not making anything right or wrong. We're just simply here to observe the reality. And with that, you might want to notice, how is your mental space? Are you still thinking about what has happened earlier today, or are you thinking about what will need to happen once you leave this session? Or are you finding it's quite easy and relaxing just to focus on your breathing? Once again, we are not here to judge, we're here to simply observe. And if you notice that you are thinking about, we can call it the past, thing that has happened until you arrived to this session, I would love you to think about, from the moment you woke up this morning, what were the tasks that you have completed? So kind of like create a list, and maybe this list is going to be kind of like a written list in your mind. Maybe it's going to be pictures or little videos, but create a list of the items, of the tasks that you have completed from the moment waking up until you arrived to this moment. And maybe it's including eating breakfast, meetings, saying goodbye to your family in the morning, maybe going for a walk or doing a workout or whatever it is for you. And then once you have collected that list, I would like you to imagine that you have a nice big bag in front of you and you put all these items in that bag. And now create another list of all the things that you were thinking about doing this morning until you arrived, but maybe you haven't completed them. And again, just create pictures or a written list or little videos. And once again, put those items into the same bag as well. And then I would like to invite you to think about everything that you will need to do after you finish here with us today. All the things that's scheduled in for you to complete. So again, create another list. Just run through them one by one in your mind's eyes. And once you have done that, again, put these items into the same bag. And then tie a knot on that bag. And imagine you taking this bag out front of your front door. And I promise you, it will be waiting for you when you are going to come back. And then close the door and just come back, be in your body. And now that you have removed all the clutter, just notice, is there anything else that's coming to your mind? Anything else that you would need to just add to that list, add to that bag? And if so, just take it outside, close the door afterwards, and then come back. And then once you are back, I would like to invite you once again to focus on your breathing. And just notice how your breathing is different from when we started a couple of minutes ago versus now. What has changed? What's different? Maybe you are noticing that you are feeling more relaxed, that your breathing is deeper. Maybe you feel that your mind is more relaxed. Or maybe you feel that nothing has changed, and that's okay. I'm just simply inviting you to notice whatever is coming up for you. And then through that, we're going to do a quick X-ray through our physical body as well. So I want to invite you to observe the way you are holding your head, neck, and shoulders. Observe your upper back, your chest, your mid back, lower back, your abdominal area. Once again, observe your hips. Are you sitting there all balanced? Notice your legs from your hips to your knees, then knees down to your ankles, then your feet. And lastly, observe your arms and the position you're holding your hands. Then come back and notice how you are breathing now. What has changed? What's different once again? That's right. And whenever you are ready, I would like to invite you to open your eyes and make sure that you put a big smile on your face as you come back to the room. Welcome back. So, where shall we go from here, guys? Shall we get started on the myth and or the misconception that people believe what is and what is not about mindfulness?
Sure, I'll hop in here. Here's a myth. Mindfulness is about positive thinking. Whatever happens, it's okay, it's wonderful, it's beautiful, it's delightful. Or if somebody doesn't say it's wonderful, beautiful, delightful, it's like hurriedly saying, yes, but everything is going to be okay. You have to think positively. And behind that, there's an idea of a kind of a desperation of getting away from the present and wanting to create a positive version of the world, even when it is not. And some of the most incredible benefits of mindfulness, at least for me, have been in being able to deal with life in moments that are adverse. My life is a story, but I want to tell somebody else's story quickly here. Michael Singer is an author that wrote an incredible book, more than one book. He wrote a book called The Untethered Soul that I was reading in one of my crisis moments. And he said that he was practicing mindfulness when his IT company was having a financial audit, when the police from the Internal Revenue Service came to investigate his company because one particular employee had done something incredibly wrong, and it was happening. It's one of those things, it's really happening. There's no denying to it. So mindfulness in that moment is becoming fully present, and it's to encompass, as we've written here, all mind states, even the state of, my God, this really happened. Maybe I can't even believe it, but yes, it's really here in the present. Those are positive and negative thoughts, and really overcoming any kind of desperation sometimes for it being different. We all here, we work with clients. Sometimes I see clients just desperate to change an emotional state that they have. And in that very hurry not to feel what they're feeling, they're getting away from themselves too. Just at the moment when to do coaching and transformation, I most need the person to be within themselves and to really assume that moment of life. And a metaphor I've heard is that it's like an echo. Whatever is happening, you're seeing, hearing, and feeling that your brain is registering. It's an echo of what's already happened. So if you say, shut up to the echo, we're going to make more echoes saying, shut up, shut up, shut up. Just go away, echo. They'll be, go away, go away, go away. So being mindful, this and present is just like, this is it. This is the information that's coming in from the outside. And on the inside, I'm doing something with that. And I can choose to be present in the moment and not be impressed. about what's going on. Just being present. And we do a lot of that with reframing our meanings, understanding what our beliefs, our definitions are, what are reactions, what are suppositions. Key insight here is mindfulness is not about exclusively promoting positive thoughts, but rather about awakening and being aware of all experiences, not going to sleep and pretending it's not there, not no, and seeing another version with urgent desperation to act now so that it can be different. And it's the mind's intricacies, that's life's intricacies that we have to deal with. So our mind can encompass exactly what's happening. There's another myth too that I'm going to speak about together before I do one of my little practices with you. Is mindfulness is the relaxation technique. It's very funny for me. We create presentations, right, friends? And so when we go to something like a Canva or we go to some other place and you want to look at mindfulness, people are usually with their eyes closed and they're in bliss. Or it's a picture of a brain or something like that. They go, I want to find a picture of somebody who you having a real experience that they're not relaxed initially and they're present and they notice, oh my God, at this moment, I'm accelerated, my heart is beating, and my thoughts are tumbling one over the other. I can't practice mindfulness. Of course you can practice mindfulness if you're right in the middle of that, because it's not a relaxation technique. And people, oh my God, I didn't relax 1 minute for the whole mindfulness practice. You practice mindfulness through your intention. And if you didn't relax, that time, that day, everything happens as if it were the first time. You were there, you stayed, you practiced mindfulness because you stayed with your experience that was not relaxation at that moment, this time. And there's no reason to think it won't be different in any other time. So insight here is we may perfectly well relax during mindfulness practice, and sometimes we won't. And embracing that, accepting that, and being present for that, that's where the true power is. It's not having to run away from the present, even though our experience is not what we judge it should be. That's incredible for our life. So I would like to
maybe Arlene, what do you think? Maybe this is also some kind connected with in relation with that. If you are a business person, if you have your own business or something, you should be stressed. It is the way it works. If you are an entrepreneur, you should be stressed. You cannot be relaxed. Relaxed people are not achieving goals. Maybe this is also some kind of the beliefs that we have, and that mindfulness then is for relaxed people or spiritual people who are searching spiritual growth. I had that experience that people who are in business, they are managers and everything, they said, no, mindfulness is the spiritual thing. It's not for me. But in contrary, it is for business and stressed people, because it is bringing this attention to ourselves. And so maybe these beliefs about managers, directors, and everything that should be stressed to do the job, maybe this is also the problem if we are looking in this manner.
Yeah, if we want to get into that, for one thing, first of all, is I don't have the beliefs. I don't have time for mindfulness. That's the first level.
I don't have time. Yeah.
But the second level of excuse is the belief that if I relax, it'll be dangerous because that'll take me out of my productivity zone. And how will I get back to going? Or who will I be if I'm relaxed? I won't even recognize myself.
Yeah, I cannot do the job. I cannot do the job if I'm relaxed. I have to be stressed to have people around you do that, you do that. If I'm too relaxed, people will not get me serious.
Yes, and in Portuguese, our expression would be to be a soft banana. I don't want to be a soft banana.
Yeah, yeah.
So definitely, this is why NLP is so powerful for working with this. If you really interact with people, if we can get people close enough to have a coaching dialogue about that, we can find out what their fears are about relaxation. And very honestly, since we're bringing this up here, some people have learned that relaxation is dangerous for their safety, not only the business side, but if we talk on the personal side about people with traumas, relaxation may bring up some thoughts they really don't want to entertain, and some memories they really won't entertain. So they stay very far away from that. They start to get relaxed. They get a kind of a jerky wake up reaction to that. So it's really important to understand that mindfulness is this training so the person can actually have any kind of experience. They're more powerful than anxiety. If somebody understands I'm more powerful than anxiety, then it's okay to recognize anxiety. If somebody understands I am much, much more than my depression, they won't be afraid to sit still for a moment and feel sad and maybe have tears run through their eyes. Or maybe somebody will understand that, no, I'm saying horrible things to myself, but they can understand I'm much, much more that voice and that chatter within me. So we're giving people the power to deal with themselves that they are, instead of denying the things that they do, they say in their mind and they see in their mind, and everything else is it's just an experience. It's a human experience.
Yes, and in NLP, for years I'm practicing NLP and teaching NLP. I understood now that people are associating themselves with a diagnosis, with illness, with depression. You know, they are completely in that identity, associated to the disease, associated with depression and anxiety. They are not saying this is part of me, but they are saying this is me. This is who I am. And I think that when we spread these two things, and when we put the person in dissociation away from that thing, then this is the first step to help these people. And mindfulness is exactly the thing that are helping us to make this dissociation from the disease, from the diagnosis, how I say in medicine. So we are much more than that. This is just one
Yes.
part of us.
Yes. And then while we dissociate, for one thing, I think it's very key to associate to something,
Yeah,
to associate to that aspect of being where we're capable of observing how life plays out, how our life plays out. Those are just the circumstances, and we are not the circumstances. The idea of the echo, this is the echo that happened from past thoughts, from past beliefs and past actions. And the time to change the echo is to say something new, to be somebody new in that moment. So this is a little tiny exercise we can do that I'm going to pass on to you, Darko, and you're going to take up more of these subjects we already started here. Very fascinating
To
discussion.
me or to Ildi? I'm sorry, I think that Ildi.
Oh, it's Ildi after. Oh, yeah.
But okay, whatever, I can, whoever.
Any one of us can go about this. Yeah, that's
Accept
true.
things as they are.
That's
If
true.
it's
That's
me,
true.
it's me.
So this is a little tiny micro nano exercise that we're going to do right now. You can use your just very recent experience with ILDI, whatever you're feeling just a few minutes ago about having things very neatly organized so that you can be free in the moment. I like to use feeling both feet on the ground. And upon feeling both feet on the ground, you can ask yourself a question: is my weight equally distributed between my 2 feet? It just takes your attention there. Just an open question: is my weight equally distributed? And then with that curious question, with attention on your feet, you can probably notice that your lower legs will have more tonus. It's like waking up, and then your knees wake up, and your thighs wake up, and then your hips wake up, and then your spinal column wakes up, which gives you a more erect position. It's good for having your lungs more free, both lungs either side of the heart, squared on the shoulders, neck, hand open, what we call a dignified posture. And within this body, within this awareness that we are so much more than our experiences, then we can just get curious. Well, what is going on the inside of my mind as I think thoughts that may be coming up today? So for 1 second, take a pause. You can do it with eyes open or eyes closed. And just notice what activity is present. Where does your attention go? Does your attention go to feeling? Does your attention go to hearing? Does your attention go to seeing? If your attention went to hearing, do you hear something outside? Like I hear there's a car outside. If it's seeing, is it something you're seeing on the outside? Something you're feeling, like the contact with your chair? Try resting your senses, rest your outer vision to have an inner vision, rest your outer hearing to have an inner hearing. Try resting for this moment an outward sense of touch, tactile, so you can have an inside moment. And notice inner images that may come to mind. Or they may be films or movies, an inner cinema or theater or TV show. And just notice they may be vague images, they may be clear, they may be transparent, they may be quick. Just notice any visual activity and the qualities of that. As far as what you're hearing on the inside, are you hearing words? Are they your own words? You're hearing sound? Do you have your own music going on? What does that sound like on the inside? What are the qualities? And as far as what you feel at this moment, if you gave a descriptive words like soft, dense, light, heavy, just with curiosity, what are some of the qualities of what you're feeling? And really important is to know that you can change it. So if you have at any one moment images that are bright and big about something that's bothering you right now, you can actually take those images a little bit further away, make them a little bit further, and notice that might relieve you just by playing with your images. If you have a repetitive sound, maybe your own voice telling you something, you can try putting that voice right in your little left toe. It'll probably have a very different effect on you when you have paid attention to what your experience is. Then you can play with it like a playground. As far as your feeling goes, if you at this moment think that heavy is not so pleasant, you can make it light by imagining it's losing some of its weight and becoming lighter as a cloud. These are all things that we can do. Our experience comes in ways that we see, hear, and feel internally. And a normal state of mindlessness doesn't even notice any of this happening. And as we become mindfulness, we can start to be aware of what our minds, our thoughts, our inner vision, our inner hearing, and our inner feeling is doing so that we can take care of it. Try changes. And you can be really pleased with yourself or proud of yourself for anything that you notice, or you can be equally pleased at not noticing anything and noticing that you didn't notice. That's really incredible. And that's very mindful of you at this moment. So as a final closing for yourself, you can thank yourself for having this willingness and disposition to take such quick inner journey, not even knowing in the beginning what was going to happen. And you can bring yourself back with a small smile on your face, appreciating how much you can really understand what's going on as you pay attention to your present moment, not needing to react, just having a precious moment to notice, to be with it, coming back. When you're ready, open your eyes. Maybe you want to breathe differently, wake yourself up, stretch, make a face, touch yourself in a kind of way, pass your hands over your hair, in my case, on your face, shake it out. So That was a mindfulness experience that had zero suggestions about relaxing. It was just about, hey, what's going on? And is it a high quality inner experience that I have? And what would happen if I actually were aware of the effects of making small changes? That's the power of NLP together with mindfulness.
Yeah, thanks for this, Arlene. I really did enjoy this little exercise, and it wasn't actually a little smile, it was a big smile that I came back with at the end, so I appreciate it. And yeah, let's talk about that mindfulness is a quick fix, right? Because I think that's still a big myth, that people think that, you know, it's just going to quickly solve all the issues, and my life is going to become very good once I start practicing mindfulness. Now, I always like to think about when we go to the gym, for example, right? We go to the gym and we have one workout. We do feel good after the workout, but we haven't necessarily gained the muscle and the body shape that we are after, right? It's going to take continuous practice, you know, day after day, week after week. And then maybe in months, 2 months, 3 months down the track, we start noticing that our body started to shape. And that's how I look at when it comes to mindfulness as well. You know, you do a little bit of a breathing technique and you're going to feel like, oh, you know what? I actually feel really good from doing that. But the reality is for you to notice the difference ongoing in your life and feel that something really has changed, that's going to take a longer time. Working with my clients, my experience quite often is that it takes about 4 months for people to start feeling like, you know what, I was having this issue. And I'll tell you an actual story about, was probably 3 weeks ago now. I was having this class, this mindfulness class with my students. And one of my students came and she says that, oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm about to have, after this mindfulness session, I'm about to have a meeting with my boss that I was preparing to, because I had to reapply for a position. And what was going on is that I had to create a CV. However, I was creating the CV for a week now, making small adjustments here and there. And somehow my computer didn't save the CV. And so now I'm all stressed because I can't remember all the little changes that, you know, that I've done over this past week. And I just said to her, like, yeah, you know, just remember, once again, when it comes to mindfulness, mindfulness is something that we are experiencing the reality of what's going on at this present moment, right? And because she has been doing these mindfulness sessions with me for about probably 8 months, she was able to really quickly go into a very mindful, so-called relaxed state. And when we finished with the class, she said to me, well, you know what? I realized during this mindfulness session that actually it's not such a big deal. I'm going to make the quick changes that I'm able to make before I'm going to see my boss, and the rest will be just totally fine. And she says, but I know before practicing mindfulness, you know, months and months ago, I would be still probably quite stressed after doing a session. So that's why mindfulness is not a quick fix, but you can expect a tremendous amount of change and transformation that you're going to see on your personal level and every area of your life once you start practicing it day after day, week after week. So it just takes commitment, and it takes ongoing practice. And then the more you think about during your life as well, like, hey, you know what? I can actually hug this person, like maybe it's your mother or father, your child, your spouse, and you can hug this person and you can bring in consciousness, mindfulness into that hug, and that's already going to change your experience, and it's going to deepen your connection with that person. And it's just a simple momentary practice, and the more you're practicing it, the more conscious hugs you give to people, the faster progress you're going to achieve with mindfulness as well. And then let's look at the next slide, which we were going to debunk the next myth about mindfulness. Thanks, Darko. Which is going to be mindfulness is about, no, one before, yep, emptying our mind. So I feel like that's another big myth, that people think that when it comes to mindfulness, you don't want to think about anything. You just want to think about nothing and be so-called mindless. But the truth is, we're not here to be mindless. What we want to achieve is a heightened awareness of what's going on in the present moment. And so when we achieve this heightened awareness, then we can experience whatever is happening to our life on a much deeper level. So, for example, if we think about having anxiety, you still can be mindful having anxiety, because mindfulness doesn't mean, as we said before, it's not about a relaxation technique. Mindfulness is experiencing what is going on at that present moment and having the ability to even sit with it and be like, okay, I am experiencing anxiety right now. And to help you to actually even distance yourself from the anxiety, you can, instead of saying I am experiencing, you can say your name, like Ildi is experiencing anxiety right now. So this already puts a little bit of distance between your anxiety. Or what you also want to do, then, okay, I'm experiencing anxiety. And with that, let's actually do a little quick exercise. So once again, I'm going to invite you to either close your eyes or start focusing just on the tip of your nose and become aware what kind of emotions that you are feeling right at this moment. And maybe it is anxiety, maybe it is curiosity, maybe it is being bored because what I'm talking about is not very interesting to you. Whatever the feeling, the emotion that you are experiencing, just be present to it. Just notice what is that's coming up to you right at this moment. And just sit with that feeling and observe it. And notice that, hey, wait a moment. It changes. And maybe you're already having a different emotion. Maybe you are already thinking about your breathing. Maybe you are already having thoughts about what's going on the physical level. Or maybe you are thinking about what you're going to have for dinner tonight. So it's, once again, it's very important that when it comes to mindfulness, it's not about emptying our mind. It's rather being laser focused on what's going on with you on the emotional level or on the physical level. And our breath is one of the best guidance to help us with that. So we're going to do just a very quick exercise where we're going to actually put our index finger on our third eye, and with our thumb we're going to block one of our nostrils, and we're just going to breathe through this other nostril. And just close your eyes and just breathe. And just notice, what is it that you are focusing on? And if your mind is wandering, I would like to invite you to ask your mind to become present, to focus on the breathing only. And you might notice that it's a bit difficult to breathe through that nostril. Maybe it's a little bit blocked, or whatever is going on for you, just observe it. Become aware of this moment, how your body wants to breathe right now. And just change your hands around and now block the other nostril. And you might notice that it's maybe a little bit easier or maybe a little bit more difficult than it was breathing on the other side. And if you are able to notice the difference, then what you are doing is you're not emptying your mind. You're simply changing your focus. That's helping you to become present, because that's what you are doing right now. You are breathing. And actually practicing this alternate nostril breathing helps us to readjust the left and the right side of the brain, as well as our nerve system. It really calms the nerve system. So once again, just notice and take 3 more conscious breaths in and out. Notice the speed of your breathing. Notice if you are breathing in your belly or into your chest more. Just notice the reality without judgment, simply with curiosity and observation of what's happening right now. And then you can allow your hands to relax. And just for one more moment, close your eyes again and notice as you're breathing through your nose, what is that changed for you? What has changed? What's different? What is that you can notice? And then you can open your eyes, put the smile back on your face if it's not still there. And then we go into welcome Darko to carry on to sharing the myth about mindfulness.
I must tell you that I breathe more, I mean, better now. I feel like that air is going easier through. I have a problem. Okay, perfect. Okay, so the next myth is that the fact that mindfulness is tied to religion. And this is something that it is very interesting approach. But well, it makes sense because let's say that mindfulness has its roots in Buddhist religion from 2,500 years ago. But in the meantime, things have changed. And maybe this influence from the Eastern traditions it was interesting for our Europeans and the Western culture to accept some kind of the ideas how to practice and to train our mind and to train ourselves for some stressful situations. Today, it's very important for us to understand that practicing mindfulness does not involve inviting any holy beings or any saints, addressing to any beings, because maybe sometimes for some people it sounds like that we should address to some saints or holy beings to step up in these states, but it has nothing to do with that. So today mindfulness is being practiced by the people from different religions, and it doesn't have to do anything with some kind of the religious rituals that people are doing. It is very simple. It is about focusing. It is about some methodology that is relaxing you, that is helping you to be aware about the things as they are. And it has nothing to do with the religion. Little bit later, I will explain exactly what means practicing the mindfulness that three of us are teaching, that the Carl is president of association. What exactly are we doing through our mindfulness courses and educations? The other thing is that mindfulness is a miracle cure, and that you are going to be healthy, and the best things in life will happen, and everything will change when you start practicing mindfulness. As Ildi said before, nothing is going to change if you have one mindfulness meditation, or if you're practicing one NLP technique that is just for the mindfulness. Nothing is going to change. So mindfulness practice is something that you will put as your daily routine, and that daily routine will give you some kind of results in 2 3 months, 5 months, and a little bit later. But the main goal is to practice mindfulness now, to practice today, to put in your routines, to have physical activity during the day, to have one mindfulness practice as mindfulness meditation that Ildi or Arlene have done today, and to breathe, and to be aware of the programs that are hurting us or the programs that we have benefits from. So when we put all together, exactly what is mindfulness that we teach is the combination of these four parts. So the first part is NLP, because the NLP is methodology that is bringing the best techniques for communication, building strong relationship with people, creating a great success in business, to create everything that you wanted to live, to bring it out and to make it happen. So a little bit this mindfulness, these NLP techniques in mindfulness is a little bit modified, and it is connected more with the state than with the behavior. But after all, the state is bringing us better behavior. So if you are feeling good, then you are ready to build good relationship. If you are not feeling good, you are not prepared to build business, to build healthy relationship, to build good relationship with your partner, with your children or parents. So the point is to understand that all of us, we have emotional body, energy body, and physical body. Energy body is something that is our life energy. How in percentage we have energy for the day. Are we at 5% or we are at 95%? Depending on our life energy, we will communicate. We will build relationship. We will do our job. If we don't have enough energy, everything will be hard for us. If we are at 60%, 70%, we can communicate. We have tolerance. We are patient. We don't enter into conflicts. But when you are with a low life energy, then you can fight with everybody. Whoever passes your street, you're ready to fight. So if we take attention, we make attention to our energy, then we are completely aware of our emotions. And if we are good emotionally, we can build good relationships. And after that, when our energy is saved and physically we are going to be fine. If emotionally we are hurt, we are feeling that people are not friendly to us, that we are not friendly to them, our energy goes in that direction. And actually, we are going to have also physical disease. So if we are speaking about physical exercising during the day, is it going to be some mindfulness movement, or it's going to be yoga, or whatever it is? It is important to feel our body during the day. Because when you are at your job, you're completely in your mind. You're sending emails, you're speaking about everything, so you are in your mind. You are not connected to your body. And then you forget to eat, you forget to drink water. Nothing is important, just to send an email, just one more email and I will go for breakfast, just one more conversation, I will go to take water, and whole day passes like this. But our body is hurt because we are not connected to our body, and our body cannot give us right signals. When our body starts to hurt, it means that we are in the last stage, that something is pretty much wrong with ourselves if the pain with our body is screaming with the pain. So the exercise means that we connect with our muscles, we connect with our body, how it moves, we can feel it. But without exercise, we cannot feel our body. Okay, you can ask yourself, am I feeling my body now? Or I'm in my thoughts? During the day, most of the time we are in our thoughts. And then we are coming with the breathing. You understood some kind of practices with Arlene and Ildi today. So when we breathe, we actually help our body to heal, because oxygen is something that is healing our body. If we speak about Otto Warburg, who got the Nobel Prize for the fact that if we don't have enough oxygen for some organ, that organ is going to get illness. So only 35% decrease of oxygen in one organ is really, really dangerous. But with the breathing, we are bringing enough oxygen in our body, and then we can say that we are healing our body. So when you are looking at all these facts, now you understand why we are in love with this association, because it is combination of these four parts that are crucial to grow. And when you practice all these four parts, then you can grow in total. So when we speak about breathing, it is very important for us to learn to breathe with our stomach and to breathe slowly, because like this, we are going to slower our heart rate. We are going to slow our metabolism. We are going to relax our muscles. And actually, parasympathicus nervous system is activated with slow stomach breathing. When we are breathing fast with our chest, we are activating sympathicus, and then we are entering the fight or flight mode. So then the tension is up, heart rate is up, adrenaline and noradrenaline are up. So we are completely in a stressful, we are bringing our body to the stressful level. So slower, deep breathing with our stomach is actually helping us to relax, activating parasympathicus nervous system. So now we are going to have a short stomach breathing exercise, just 5 minutes, no more than that, because we are already at 9 o'clock. I don't know, but the time is passing very fast with you guys. So let's do this exercise, and then we are going to decide what to do next. So just sit comfortably so that you are not feeling any discomfort. What you can sit whatever you like, just to be comfortable. And you start with 2 or 3 long, deep breaths. Breathe in slowly, normally, naturally, and breathe out. And just pay attention to your breath, how slowly it is entering your body and how it leaves your body with exhale. And you can feel the air in your nostrils, back of your throat, chest, and stomach while you are inhaling. And you can feel the air in another direction while you exhale. And just for a second, start to count how long is your inhale and how long is your exhale, without judgment, without trying to control your breathing. Just count how long is your inhale and how long is your exhale. And then try to breathe equally. How long is your inhale? Make your exhale the same. And to have equal breath in and out. And you can count just to be sure that inhale is the equal to your exhale. And make few breaths like this. Paying attention only to your breathing. And if some thoughts arise, just bring back to your breath. And now try to make exhale for 1 second longer. And make few breaths like that. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back to your breath. And then you make exhale for 2 seconds longer. You inhale and you exhale for 2 seconds longer. And all your attention is to your breath. And then let's try to make it longer for 3 seconds. So you inhale and your exhale is 3 seconds longer. While you breathe like this, you just count, and you can feel that with every inhale, you're bringing in relaxation, and with every exhale, you are letting go tension, stress, and you feel that your body is more relaxed and your attention is at your breathing. And now slowly bring your breath to the normal, natural rhythm, whatever you feel like. And you don't control it. It is as it is. Don't think about it. Don't get attached to it. Just let it be. And you bring your attention to your body. You are now aware of your body, of the room that you are in. And slowly, whenever you like, you can open your eyes. So with this breathing, we are actually activating parasympathetic nervous system, and we are going into the deeper levels of relaxation. Shall we go, Arlene, with myth number 7? It's already 9 and 7 minutes.
Just briefly, just mentioning it. And we were talking about it earlier, what people believe will happen if they relax or if they stay in the moment. So one thought, maybe not so conscious as mindfulness, being in the present means disregarding the future or not caring. And that sets a paradox for a lot of people that are interested in coaching and NLP, a success and desired state in the future. What we want to say here is it means paying attention to our experience in the present moment. Past is past, the future doesn't exist. Clinging to something that we don't want to go away or trying to push away something that doesn't have, these are all fantasy versions of reality. And when we're in the presence, that's when our resources arise. And a really incredible resource is being in touch with oneself. When we're reacting, our brain and our body wants to do something, to make something go away, or to cling on to something, as I said, being attached or wanting to having aversion. When we get really calm and settle down and we are that person that's much, much more than our thoughts and our feelings, then we can get to the question of, well, what do I really, really want? Not what I want from my ideas, what do I want from 10 years ago, what do I want what my family's pressuring me to do, or that my boss is pressuring me to do. We can settle down and find what do I really, really want? And when we get to that question, what do I really, really want? Our body can answer us. And the really incredible thing is, there's a way of thinking of the world is that we already have what we want. But where that having is in the experience that we create. People create goals because they want to feel a certain way. So if we can calm ourselves down and take us to that very gracious feeling state where we're full of grace and we're full of compassion, we're open to new things, then at that very present moment, we can already figure out that we already have what we want. And our acting and creating goals is to have more of that, to create more in the world, but to share it with more people. So we do want to declare here that one of the great things that we can do to the contribution for mindfulness is what may seem like a paradox. How are you going to stay in the moment and take care of your goals? Well, it actually goes together very, very quite well. And that's why we have NLP and coaching together in our course so that people can figure out how to put those all together and they can train their focus and their mind so that they are really spending their time and their energy on their truly worthwhile, gratifying goals. So that's hopefully a little bit of that myth debunked. And we want to do this in a course, right, Darko? We don't want to spend just an hour talking with people. We want to spend a little piece of our lives inviting some people to a special program that we have.
Yes, all 3 of us really enjoy in this mindfulness program. And I must admit that it is changing my life. And I didn't realize that it is going to be in that way. But the reaction of the people around me, they are saying that I'm more calm. I was calm also before, but now that I'm completely calm and that somehow I project safety, that people feel safe when they are close to me. Because from my experience, people, when somebody is anxious, nervous and aggressive, you don't feel safe beside. But the safe people are stable, in peace. They know exactly what is going on. They are completely aware of the resources, strength, the things that they can do. So the strongest people are actually calm. And if you're looking at the martial artists, they are all calm because they know that they are strong. So when we speak about mindfulness, mindfulness will bring you this strength in your mind, in your emotions, and to be aware of the advantages that you have in life. So all 3 of us, we are very enthusiastic to start this journey in English. I live in Balkans, Arlene is in Brazil, Ildi is in the United States, and this is a big step for us, but we are completely enthusiastic for this. And we are looking forward to teach people in this fantastic journey. So Carl is the president of this association, and he gathered us to start this adventure. And I'm so proud to be part of this association exactly as it is, because it is giving me, let's say that the core of mindfulness, breathing, exercise, meditation, NLP, and we are starting the group. All three of us, we will be educators, and we will practice with you for 7 modules in 7 weeks, altogether 30 hours of education. And you will have also 4 hours of recorded content so that you can practice daily everything that we teach. And I think that this is one great investment of time and energy, because you can benefit a lot from teaching these mindfulness techniques. Imagine if you, in 1 hour, you received all of this, the knowledge, practices, meditations, breathing, what can happen in 30 hours? If after only 1 hour, you can start reflecting and thinking in a different way, what will happen after 7 weeks and 30 hours of mindfulness material. So I'm honestly calling you to join us and to enjoy this journey, because really it is opening your mind, it is opening completely different universe and completely different building of relationship with the people that you like. And I think that today this is very important, this is crucial to build strong connections with close people and to be emotionally free to express yourself. When we start expressing ourselves to ourselves, then we can express ourselves in front of the others. And this is mindfulness. This is something that I really like having in my life. I don't know if you guys have something to add, but this is my honest invitation for this mindfulness journey.
That's it. And you spoke something important about community, having people to do it with and share it with, and this safe place where people can talk about their experiences. And since we're all practicing non-judging, and somebody says they didn't get there, they didn't have the experience they expected, we're going to create a space for that so that people can talk about that. When people make a connection, they get to know each other. They spend this time looking kindly at each other. It happens very naturally that we're kind to each other because we are in this calm, strong state. People do feel supported, and that relationship has been very transformative for people who've taken the courses, which we've given individually. Now we're going together. It should be that much more potent, putting 3 of us trainers together instead of how we usually do it one at a time.
Yeah, and it is 3 perceptions, 3
Yes.
three angles of mindfulness practice. So it is going to be more fun.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. And I also was thinking the other thing that this course offers is the accountability, right? Because that's what's often missing in many courses as well, is that we're not being accountable, for ourselves and for our teammates, but through this course, that's what we're going to create is a WhatsApp group, but also like we're going to have accountability buddies, right? So everybody have to be accountable for another person and for the entire team to make sure that everybody is achieving the results that we are after.
Yeah. So thank you for being with us tonight. I hope that you enjoyed, that you heard some new stuff, that you have learned some new techniques that will help you to live your day more balanced, more relaxed, and hope to see you soon. So tomorrow we will send an email to all of you with the recordings so that you can watch it again, go through again all of these practices. And we will send you all the details about education so that you have it all in written. So feel free to contact us. Again, in this email, you will have all our mail addresses so that you can reach us, and hope to see you soon for another occasion for webinar number 3 in 10 days. Bye, guys.
Mm.
See ya.